أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بعد مولو البداودا البي كنتم دينو نياتون كول بداودا يبي كنتم مسلم كندا كريستيان كندا البي كنتم mbe kondondiro fanan dila alfalla ebe mansa kunda e mantra mansa kunda ni mo gambia la alfaltin albe konto ado nin chosano anin naya na kunum nimbi alfanya ton kolbe dawda albe konto musico fanala fraternity ngal konto the community the artist community albe konto coming diamol min be kering aliyalo nyaonya ngaliyalo nyamen duniya to hani alaya kurano ya ko indi fer bayring kabirata ya kumase mari mansatalla ay dadaro ke fatan fanza jamal nara dum ala dadari fengol tema woto gambianol fewfen nanata you have a split of opinions, you have views that are divergent. You also have opinions that are contrasting and opposing. Bitong coming abenyamen rong adama dialoti dol se la fi feofen na fota dol se la fi balia diamol siata kumol siata par ko nga fale nyamen rong at the beginning alhamdulillah alam min fawe jongol da ay wala fu ako huwa alladhi khalaqakum نرى سورة التغابن بعد سورة المنافقون أكو هو الذي خلقكم فمنكم كافر ومنكم مؤمن والله بما تعملون بصير على اليوف so على الدين وتو أتفهم ولا كوتو أكو هو الذي خلقكم دلو من سوت ميالدا bari nalda da kola ntel albeda da bari o kola faminkum kafirun dol balkon wol balanda far e kontel alda da dol bije ntele dadai be but wol balande kontele dada they believe not in me, they refuse to accept me as their creator o minkum mu'minun nal dada kola dol bije wol sontamma yembatu wallahu bima ta'maluna basir momo kam bara ala yajal wodo nin ala yofo in any opinion you have divergence of views bari diamol siata nyancho apache musician ba ala julolu naye fo aka funny ay rapping no he is very poetic as a kumol tembendi ay jijano akedong aka jija and he is an artist me alonko he had produced tracks me along they are in line with especially respect for the military and the police security service well keda but I trako bon design de mi alonko a trako a diamo siata back. Yo Nyancho as a person, it's not going to be somebody in the diamola minna kuoto back. Because as he said, I saveroke akamu jaloldi, jalola doko mange pressing in the I followed. Like any Gambian young man will follow. Bitum mimbe keri wolom an intense commentary. Dame Alonko, a lot of people supported and praised him for being amazing. And the usual suspects, as you would always know. I'll say Akedu, I am not supposed to be here because Mansahaya, after the Birikama incident, we did a lot of work to do mobilization for our Birikama meeting. After that, coming, Nzazara domandi. So I'm tired. So I need to rest, but I have to come. But in a very dialogue and in a very friendly way. Nyancho, I come for mini alonko. Some of them are very tough. But the usual suspects, nde tofolade. Half brothers, the usual suspects. I've seen a lot of them and some other guys, many alonko for whatever reason, have come out to praise Nyancho for what he has said. I mean, in general, when you sing and you want to showcase or portray the plights of a people, as an individual will do, like they say, this guy did, I forgot his name, Kubuka Getegi, during the struggle. Anyways, Nyanata told a very famous guy, Kubuka Getegi, Denga Buga Chilan, I don't even know. So, Killer is. They related to him. So, Ndanga Minje, Suma Justice, what I have seen, I listened to the message in components. There are areas, many alongo, he showcased the plights of the security. We all are in agreement, whatever the security gets, they deserve more than it. Because for those of us that live in the West, Ntolmin Sabatita, Bantal, Najele ko dunia be dauda, nana ata budget wala kodo minka depansi. Bankola depanso, ndawalo, sawosa, security mo bikesi. Coming Africa, it will kajel in a different way. We would agree. Bari, I kumadanda ma mi alonko kuma kolemba lelmu. Whether you are angry with an opponent, whether you are angry with an individual, there has to be a level of agreement everybody should have. And that is a level where dignity, integrity, and universal respect for one another is considered. And again, that is where Gambians, where Muslims, where Christians, we are people with culture and tradition. Now, na banko kam, kudantam bije mi alonka kumayata bake na dinolu. Nyancho, is a President Baronen komolka ne nyamen amanya na kela. Amanya kela de. Bari mojama le Baronen janni kana. Bari kamola dina nyaton kolu almamul mini alonko. Ile alala kara ye kila kara. Ila hajide mola politikito. Ye na mimbaro kan. Iko ala ko kila ko jamen kono. Ite ko olbe kiataro la. Omu diamu jawbalti de. Follow. Iko Christiano na dina nyato ngole again. These are Christians. Mol mi ela dinol karam foy tade katela chochol do. Iko katu wuri kenchawal. Those are not very respectful. Adun, it doesn't matter where you belong. You see, at some point, we are moving very far. And sometimes, like, people will say, a society can turn their good leaders into bad leaders. Because kumodol bije niol for molien. Ini minina benda be butela. Nim democracy le bije, yes. But there is a lot that is happening that is not democracy. And that is outright insult of people. Mini alonko. Definitely a meme for ya mambete. Dina nyatonga jumal katra kiataro jamengo. Moya la dino kara. Ay ala kara ay kila kara. Manzata la ya afisian di dafe mo beti. Khairukum man ta'allama al-Qur'ana wa 'allama. Kila wala fay. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Al kono min fisiyat al beti. Mi yentela Qur'ano karang anata mol karandar. Kila wala fay. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Sanni mol na de Qur'ano kare data jamen ko ne be mol karande ka o ala na la kila na la dino la silon. Ite ko be kiataro. Wo mu kuma balti mi ale manya nafa. Christianol fanang, no matter how my beliefs are about them, it's a religion that needs to be respected. Because we have to respect their religion. But outright, I knew funny mandinka kamola bele fanayamo. Nalon dolbe taraje mini alo wolu because it's from me. They would even say I'm lying, even if they heard what he said. Womanke adamayat. We have to be very objective in our lives because ni onteng. Ning mol man lafi to go by the rules. Problems occur in a country. Abe fitno sambala nang. Sako ning atuma ko ite ka bula min le ka minnu neng. Sembo be wallebul. Yaya jamme mol ka kuma jamal famade. Iko. Yaya kabira anata man dikke dictator tide. Mol daji ko la yelemandi. Yake moja oti. Sembo babu libe kumo be fole ko ba kelate. At the end of the day near ba na kam ba nim ba de utaka kindiroke. You know, music can be music, but it be measured in the way you do it. And also, ni mo musician oti Nyancho molle kanu minu benyi mansa kunda de kala moy la miskola de tonya kala moy for dino to abete ada fama mbede. I'm one of those that enjoy you, and I am a member, a founding member of this party in government, and not only me, because you can't don't kill all anna kamola. You make me proud. You are a Nyancho. Ntolla mansa keolle malti bayre ntolla adoto ntolla mandinka kunda sane ni manel muntolla Nyancho leti kabu. That's our last kingdom, a very proud history we have. So ita muntolla Nyancho ti mansa keolle muiti. So nika diamun na kamola akam kontan. Bar nika na kamo yuswade wati be bulala mfango lebe bulana na alfala o mambeta. Dina nyaton ka jamal lebe jamini alonko alala wali balem. Alala monyi malem. Wali eta ay koy kada jame oto kiatoro wala kristano. Inata fanang jeno be kuliari nyame. Fulanka fo kola olon jeno. Yana minister fana iye be tumi koy bebe jeno. Ika sunguto le pembe ni kada Senegal. Ito nene minister Jumal Jamin kada Senegal jeno. Ala ko hanna tuma ko dino ko hanni ye motara jeno le ete. Ye motara jeno la. Yatara nimmu sobe lari. Enyanta sede nan le sambarana. When you are talking about serious matters, because you want to showcase perhaps the ills of this government, if that is what your objectives were, and this is what you wanted, Kobaro manke manzadi come in support. That's okay. That is okay. But the moment you start that, you are no longer entertaining. You are telling people things that are realistic, things that are realities. Because nimbeta rajane for posterity. Nibe kumofala. Have evidence to it. Adimu musilmonti, that is what I believe in. Iwuluta mandinka yale kono, ikuluta mandinka adole kono. Woto niba falan minisal mu alfaleti. Kumol dolu bije be folema. Ye fola misiko kono. Ite famola alfal ni mola alfal ibe wala moila. Ila video bina same dingol ba jibela. Eko ministal ka dindingol le samba ke findindi kade ke pempeng. Ke jene. Minister Jalle be mansa kunda. Mini alonko alala mo nyimalle. Maybe a lot of these ministers, you don't know them. They are from better backgrounds probably, or equally a very good background like you. Because we've learned, I've told you people, I have passed those stages. Kakuma for mole sakwela alfa. Minister kende bale be mansa kunda. Minister Dina ba balle benye mansakuna. Adiye kumo fo police ol sangi jama buka bungolo no. Minister lu karfule bungolo. Mbavole ka Nyancho. Iya minister jumalje karfula miye bungolo. Because nte maji. Bari nte sa foye ko ntenga minister jele mini alongo sangi lulu. Imam bungolo no. You know one of them? Ibrahim Asilla. Our works minister. He was minister of, Moisi. Minister of Works, Minister of Communication and whatever infrastructure. Wato, Dr. Sise Bedame, Ibrahim Asila Benunje works, he was information minister at the time. He is still a minister. Ibrahim Mankorda Bungo Banolola. It's almost going to 7 years. Ibrahim Mala Bungolo. I also know another minister, Mimma Fansun Korda Soto, Ama Fansun Bungolo. With all he is able to do. You know that minister? Ahmadullah Amin Samad, Minister of Health. Afamala Suokon Hanibi Abelari Wali. Taye baka on calling Yininka. Hanibi Amadou ba fama la kordal ko. Minister bije minu mambungolo. Minister bije mini alonko wolumu alala jonyi mallet. Eko ikata Senegal ikata musol pembe. I know a minister mi alonko asilata alala. I ala kanu. Loku o lokun. Wallahi haka sibito tenamo bukadam. Adung aramiso bukadam. Minister Lamin Jabi na minister. Omu alala mo nyimalte alala mo kendolem. Nga minister lo mini alonko wol katu sungo doronela alaya. Mo nyimalle mi be alabatle be ku kendo kala nga wol long. Nga minister lo 1 year 2 years wol nene manta Senegal. Nga wol lon. Imam for the Senegal. Sako ni se wandi dingol samba ete la nyoya. You know, I don't know whether you say it out of entertainment. If that is what you have done it, it's too much. If you say it out of disrespect, you have gained enough. And you know, it's too much. I think Nyancho fana fana problem on the general issue we have in this country. Nyanchonde. You see, oh boy, and Gambian child. And again, I'm talking to the usual suspects. Oh boy in Gambian Charlie, very polite musical bundle. Very polite. Because these two, Namandinka boy solle molfanante, very polite boys. Oh boy in Gambian child. They brought a music, ikafumi agreed, wolom lafiba, ila lafo wala hadumo. They dramatize between Baba and Talib. Everybody knew about that. You know, but the wordings there, ye minfo, ye kumaka on minfo misikoto, were very polite. Nandir sige. Ye drama leke, inate misiko chodala. But kabirin obo in Gambian child ye o misikoke. Nendiro nin doya nin kumaja o minfote. Ala droneala. We are all witnesses to that. Oh boy and Gambian child. Kabirin Talib bota UDP aning Honorable Dabo Kabirin leadership problemo nate tema. Oh boy and Gambian child. Ye misikoke. Ika for greed. Wolom kahabu kahadume. Kodi? In Atana misikoke, of course, I never supported it because now for Modole, I mean, it's between, but it could have been. But Imam Oneng, Imam Bula Mola, Imam Mola Alpha Nenje. Political kari farman son kabula, dimo man son kabula fae. And that was what happened. But the usual suspects, ye nendiro ke oboy bane ya fane ya tulumudo bene. Abe. Adun the same oboy. Janin tola 2021 election okasi. Ako Ajindi, ale Ajindi remember, Ajindi. Oh boy produced a music about Ajindi. The usual suspects there. The same usual suspects they raise oh boy's status to the sky. Ila mumfenna mando kuoke Ajindi. Ya taiko barole tamuoti. Oh boy be barola. Itate oh boy muta. Ye oh boy tentu. Ya jayi. Kuma di mate keri mamin for oh boy. Kabira Ajindi sambana. Bar kabira greet sambana. Nendirte dunia mamin ke oh boy la. It's the same oh boy. Minko Ajindi. Yeota they target to Adamabar. Kabira ko greed. Because they know that it's tagged to Mfa. Fenti je mamin fa. Side. Aliyano neko. Falbe UDP, falte UDP, also ndanyina lako. Wallahi alladhi khalaqani. Imamul mantra, bokatra kiata rola jamengo. Natol ya UDP ko, natol atol badi ngol minumu almamolti. Niwol ka kiata roke jamengo. Ndolga min lol buka kiti. Ndenga almamol lonne, wol buka kiata roke. Ndenga imamu lon jamengo no nadumta je. Aka fole ko alako kilako. Qala Allahu wa qala Rasul. Adu wallahi wa manke kiyato rotin tolya. Ala man tolda sanaro kamba. Afas hasibutum annama khalaqnakum abasan wa annakum ilayna la turja'un. Ala kon fali amerante ngal da batare ala kama. Tulungoni sanaro. Imamol yow karan. Yow karan. Yewole karang wala atina ya choose ya long yeke alma multi ni lota mimbaro kan kafo alako kilako hannin ayatu mako ite maybe ite ka imamo le telling wala christian no lu pastor lu minni alonko wal kafo le almansa noma almansa support wallahi anita man agree wal coming for the kiataroti bari ka kitabo ikafo minal qur'anul karim qur'ano mi alonko على لا جندنا إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون لا يمسه إلا المطهرون تنزيل من رب العالمين أفبهذا الحديث وأنتم مدهنون أتجعلون رزقكم وأنتم تكذبون وقرآن با على من جندي قرآن نما نين من لوح محفوظ ولكو وعطيء الله وعطيء الرسول وأولو الأمر منكم قرآن ولا على النومان كلا أنا لا نعتنكم نين دينو يو فيس مانتياندي نين إمامو ليوفو خانيت من أجري ولا إتافولا نو ولا بكياترو بارمان زال الله لون نك ديامو لا لا تول من قد ديامو kabirin kila ma wulu kabirin rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam kabirin dunia man dada ala halon lembe adama dingol sorola wala diamo be siala de be fokuma lombali ay be jamal fala de wala na ko e ko kabarati kalimatun takhruj min afwahihim tabajambo warta bari mo dati mandin kolla mansalo tabajambo warta susu bamin ka susu tabajambo warta dati de kaburati kalima takhruj min afwahihim wa yaquluna illa kadiban ala ko kumo warta kuliyata min ka boy dal ko bari wallahi ala ko wallahi ibuka fem fana manke fadiyat ite ko mol mu wulol letide iko wulol lemu bari nak ite kumal fo wo wuliya warta de bari ntemang unfortunately I don't want to go far with this nteka minfo whether you are a supporter of Barrow or not, let us all put a level mi alon ko mbafola ko nakari support ma support momo e kuma fo woma na fotata at certain level I will not accept it. That is my morality. Nte I have chosen that. Adun aliajele, if you look at my politics, I will tell you what President Barrow is doing. I will tell you what I disagree even about Hussein Udab. But you will never, I have started that, never ever. Kabirina chairman si Fengo Wato, I have signed that positivity and that level-headedness because no matter how young we are, no matter how much polarized our society is, we all have to play a role of peacemakers. Because when peace is absent, you don't know who will be a victim. Your loved one, another one. So, atol min ka Nyancho jayi. Ala music is a top notch. Wallahi, Nyancho endela imamo neng. Aina pastor neng. Aina minister tumi jenola. Mi alon ko kuma jawba. Kanna minister be ke tumi jenola. Minister be. Na deputy speaker, aya accuse Fadam Fanzor. Well, we know a lot of opposition guys that talk about serious things here. Anyways, I'm not talking about those. And in music too, be careful, because when you mention people's names, they take you to court. Democracy. Finally, ngal dani Nyancho, ye don kilo no, ila don kilo ka dia alpha jamai. But it cuts across. Be moderate. That's my view. Be moderate. Because you are a musician, your songs cut across. NPP call you likely, UDP call you likely, APRC call you like, Mama Candela Mol you like. So if you are a musician and it's all of us, okay, you have right to your political views. But between yakuma balle for and I don't know. At the end of the day, for us, this is bad. This is too much. We can do politics. Ndamal lelmu. You know, ndoleka nyo bade, ndoleka nyo fudu. Ndoleka ta nyola fudu sitola, nkata nyola kaburoltu. Ninsa asal keta dimbal boda. We console each other. But I believe my understanding of the video that I watched, and you made the talks in my mother tongue, my language, they are not good. So whoever supports you and say is excellent, it's their view. It's their view. But I disagree completely with those views. Respect to them out of democracy. But I disagree with anybody that says ko Nyancho Minketeng is good. Come on. I mean, amanjare mol neng wulol lemu imu wulol leti President Kabe Taraje Sanji Saba afela manji mansajamani buka dunia ban. That's very true. But then President Barrow animo jamale o Sanji Sabo baide. Yalo niende ndiro di president na ya di ol fanal. So atol minu ka Nyancho so podal salon. President Barrow be siri na be deri mone na ma diamu kawmoy. Dolle fundita de. Eko momo ko be 3 years for la jam. Mbe sambala kiti ola de molle ol fot. Molle balanda ola. Adum. Yo. So but it's politics, and to our people in the National People's Party, Let's stand together. All this is because people want to have access to power. It is not the great things that we are doing. With the little resources, Doko Mimbebe Kering, as Nyancho, as you start talking about this, you know what happened? You know, you have almost 50, almost all the African finance ministers, all of them, all the finance ministers of Africa are here. They are in this country right now. And you know what happened? Africa Development Bank, they just approved millions of dollars, for development programs because the president of Africa Development Bank is very happy with what is happening in this country. Akatata Africa Beto, the level of development, I mean, progress, only compared to Togo right now. The pace at which Gambia is moving. They are very happy. They approved over how many $million? More than 20-30 million dollars for the Gambia. They just signed it right now with the president to assist in our developments. But Amanda Waller, Africa's richest man, is coming here. He has a lot of good things about our country. Dangote is coming tomorrow. He'll be here. Tomorrow, Dangote is coming to the Gambia. He's so happy. He wants to come and also find ways to invest in this country. It is not only because we are a rich country, not because of that, but they have testimonies. We are the most peaceful country in West Africa. Out of the 16 countries in our sub-region, the most peaceful country in West Africa. And number 4 in the African continent. And Dangote wants to come here. He's coming. Tomorrow, Dangote will be here. Africa's richest man, multi-billionaire, to find ways of also contributing to the private sector expansion that is happening in our country. These are great news we have. Now, I want to tell you that, you know, NPP, and as that is happening, force of its kind, Ministry of Health, ye doku kendo minke farato, Madam Fatuba Baro, First Lady. She is currently, you know, heading to Bansang. Mia Lonko, ila emergency unit. Wodula, Kabirin 1965. Development of Ming Nada Fatuba Barola Foundation of Minke Aladronel. Every single person, Mia Lonka Asula, the CT scanner from Basse, they all come to RV, all of them. You know what happened? First Lady La Foundation. They built one of its kind. Iba CT scan right now, Iba Samba Kanje, 24th century medical equipment. These are things Gambians need to know. You go tell them, Molman fence or the mall, people will pay money since 1965. If you need CT scan, Basse, URR, everywhere, they all come to Banjul here, RVTH. Ibe kodole jola, ye badi wala kodojo, aliena ale kodojo jang, alena RVTH, ale CT scan ke problemo problem ber. B. Tomorrow, they are going to have a launch of that unit. You don't need to come here now for CT scan. Bansang has a CT scan machine now. A 21st century medical imaging technology. We are doing a lot. We are doing fantastic. Roads will be other infrastructural development, electricity. Millions of dollars just signed to improve on our electrification project by African Development Bank Group. We are doing well as a country. So NPP people, then don't kilo a milla alal nyakas. I think authorities too. This is in your hands. I mean, there is democracy, but there is also responsible democracy. There is freedom of speech, but there also is responsible freedom of speech. And I think there has to be distinction between the two. And the two must be distinguished and understood. And the right and appropriate type of democracy and freedom of speech should be practiced in our country. Ngal tendu ngal jay. If you agree with me, you agree with me. It's democracy. If you don't, you don't. But I think kalo ka fonna imamol be kiatarol la jamen kon. Na pastor be wuri kensen la churchol kon. Na minister kata musol le dindingol le jene. Eka bankola kodota karfule eka bunjangol lo. Those are I don't agree with them, Nyancho. I think it's too much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everybody.